Going on a bike ride. 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 Well, shit.
Hey guys, I hope you like that intro. That's basically how I felt the other day. They said it was going to rain and possibly snow. I had assumed it was going to rain, and well, when I woke up, there was snow everywhere. You know, I had to go somewhere that day, so here, this is what it looked like on the roads. But anyway, I was hoping to have a different topic than what I have to talk about today, but because of a lot of comments that were brought up on my Facebook and Twitter, and well, not really Twitter, but Facebook and YouTube accounts, I feel like this has to be addressed. Somebody also mentioned it on 600rr.net. You guys caught me. My first video I posted, I was talking about who I am and whatnot, and the only thing everybody caught from that was I wasn't wearing my riding gloves. So you caught me. Now, so I figure this is a good time, since the first one kind of explained who I am and what I do, to explain my outlook on riding gear. And this is one of those topics that across the board people get flamed for all the time. Now, I understand the AT-GAT. I understand all that. My only issue is the attitude people have towards it. They tend to be more religious in the way they look at it, as far as the fact of, instead, there's three different types of bike people in my mind. There's the squids that don't wear anything or little to nothing. There's the average, which is in my mind the people that buy mid-range gear, not really above and beyond, but they buy mid-range gear, and they you know, they don't spend an arm and a leg on it, but they don't buy the cheap stuff either. And then you have the as I call them, the AT-GAT Nazis, that believe that you should spend, you know, the most money that you can on your safety gear. Now, I'm not disputing that the more money you spend is pointless, because the more money you spend on gear and the better safety ratings they have, the better off you're going to be in an accident, should one arise. But what I'm talking about more is the way people preach to others really gets on me. And this isn't so much about my gloves, but you know, it brought up a good point. It's a topic that I wanted to get at some point, and that's, the riding community, like, I've noticed a lot of younger people aren't getting into riding like they used to. My generation, when I was growing up, I'm almost 30 years old. My generation, when I was growing up, everybody used to ride. It was, you know, everybody wanted to go out and ride. There was a bunch of people in my high school had motorcycles in high school. Nowadays, I go to high school, you know, I drive by high schools. I don't see a single bike in that parking lot. And I was talking to a couple kids that were, you know, my niece and nephew, you know, and stuff like that. And they're telling me how bikes are dangerous because you can hurt yourself. And so I'm trying to get more people into bikes. And by telling, you know, new riders that they have to spend $2,000 worth of gear, kind of scares them away. I mean, I don't want to tell them not to wear gear, and by all means, I don't want to send them down to buy a bunch of, you know, $50 helmets at your local cycle gear either. But I don't want to tell them that the only way that they're going to feel that they should ride a bike is if you only buy a $600 helmet. That shouldn't be the case. You can get really good helmets for $200 to $300. And, you know, gloves are, you know, in the $50 range, and pants and stuff like that. You know, so you're looking at, probably for all your gear, I'm guessing probably, what's going on here? Oh, they're backing a trailer up. Back it up. Back it up, back it up. That's a bad spot to back up. But anyway, I don't want to tell people that they have to buy that much gear, and that's a lot of the attitude that I get from people is they come with their extremist way of buying gear, and if they want to buy, you know, expensive gear, or if they can afford it, because that's the biggest thing is affordability, then that's fine. But don't tell others that they have to buy the expensive gear. There was a moto vlogger, I can't remember which one it was, or more importantly, I'm not going to point him out, but he did a thing, and I couldn't believe it, that, and this is the epitome of ATGAT Nazis. And for those of you that don't know, ATGAT, it stands for all the gear all the time. And he said, and I'm almost quoting, if he sees a rider that is the Built brand, B-I-L-T, from Cycle Gear, if he sees somebody that's wearing all Built gear from head to toe, he will not ride with them because that brand is crap. To me, there's too much separation in bikes to begin with. I don't care what kind of bike you ride. I don't care what kind of gear you have. I don't care if you have gear or don't have gear. If you enjoy riding and you want to ride with me and you don't want to drive like a dickhole, I'll ride with you. I mean, I'm not going to judge you based on what gear you do or don't have. You know, I'd much rather a guy that wears less gear than I do, that drives like a civil human being, than drive with somebody that wears, you know, $2,000 worth of gear, but at every stop sign he has to pull a wheelie down the street. I mean, I'm not saying there's nothing against wheelies. Wheelies are fine, but there's a time and place for everything. And I see so many people that, you know, preach the ATGAT, but then they freaking drive like idiots. There's no need for it. So, I mean, there's push and shove when it comes to both sides of the story. And I'm starting to ramble on a little bit here. But basically, my story is this, and that's, everybody does things differently. I mean, you got people that say that, you know, trans fats are bad and that's going to kill you. And I know that's different. You know, trans fats aren't going to make you slide 50 feet down a highway and get road rash. But what I'm basically saying is, it's good to have an opinion. It's good to know what you feel is best for yourself. And, it, you know, to a point, it's good to let others know how you feel about the choices they make. But you shouldn't, unless it directly affects you, you shouldn't make people feel like crap. We need to welcome people into the motorcycle community, not push them away. And it's that type of attitude that makes us look like asshats when we're driving down the road. And that's the, we're better than you because of what we do or how we do it. And like I said, I don't care what you do. I don't care what color you are. Black, white, purple, pink, female, male, both. It doesn't matter to me. If you like riding and you want to go for a ride with me, I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm not going to judge you based on what gear you wear. But I do wear gear. So, and you, like I said, I'm going back to the beginning. You did catch me. I wasn't wearing my gloves. I'm sorry. Hey, dude. So that's how I'm going to wrap it up. Basically, you know, I respect what you think, you know, and you know, I'm not arguing with anybody. The more gear you wear and the higher safety ratings that gear gets, I'm not going to say price, because some gear out there is totally, you're paying for the name and not so much the safety rating. The higher the safety rating and the more gear you wear, hands down, will benefit you when riding. That is not an argument. I'm agreeing with that 100%. I'm just saying that the attitude around that has to change. And there's no reason to shame people for what they do, that if it doesn't directly affect you. And like I said, you know, there's got to be a way around this. So I'm going to end it here, but if you have any questions, I also want to hear, what gear do you wear? You know, put that down in my comments. What gear do you use when you ride? Do you have, you know, what do your friends wear? Do you only ride with people that wear gear, or will you ride with, you know, a squid? I have no problem riding with squids. You know, if you don't like what I said, by all means flame me. I guarantee I'm going to get a bunch of flames down below. So flame away. I enjoy reading those as much as I like reading positive comments. But yeah, please like, share, subscribe to my channel, and keep the rubber on the road, and I'll catch you guys later.